Hi, it's Sherry again. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Psalms 118:24. I'm going to be talking today about general anxiety disorder and panic attacks. I have suffered from general anxiety disorder my whole life. When I was younger, I did not know what it was. I just knew that I feared everything. I just had this looming fear of the next anxiety moment and just trying to work through some of the uncomfortable sensations that the panic attack can bring to the body. For me, it was more like your rapid heartbeat. It was hard to catch my breath. There was the tingling sensations in my fingers and in my feet, and then there was it felt like I was having a heart attack, and that would increase the anxiety even more. I found myself playing tug of war with this anxiety for years, and then I came across a site online that gave me hope. This is when I met, at that time he called himself Joe Barry with Panic Away. And he actually, brought out his real name, Barry McDonough, and he is the one that I gained the information from. I will link his information below, his website, because he has helped so many people with the general anxiety disorder and panic disorder. He's wonderful, and you will find that his technique is very unique. One of the things that he was stating in his video is, I'm going to ask you to do something that's going to kind of blow your mind. And I thought, well, okay. He said, I want you to invite the panic in. And I go, what? Invite it in? Are you kidding me? I don't want nothing to do with that thing. That makes me nervous. It makes me nauseated. It makes me feel like I'm having a heart attack. I can't breathe. Are you kidding me? And he said, I know it sounds like, what are you talking about? Invite it in. And then he explained what was going on. If you think of tug of war and what's going on with, a team playing tug of war, the harder you pull, the harder that they pull. And you've got this tug going on. Well, that's what's going on during a panic attack. The more that you fight it, the more aggression it gets. And it's so strange. It's like, oh my word. And he said, I'm going to teach you how to go the same direction. He said, what happens when a team of tug of war and you go the same direction? What happens to the other team? They don't have anything to pull, because you're going the same direction. And I was like, wow, that kind of makes sense. And then he said something that really helped me understand, a panic attack. And if you can imagine yourself inside of a balloon, and that air that is bearing down on your surroundings, you feel the pressure of that air bearing down on you. And I thought, well, I can identify with that. That's what a panic attack is. And what he said is, I'm going to teach you how to pop the balloon. The panic will still be there, but it doesn't have a small area to bear down. It's got the whole room, the world. So you can understand now, by educating yourself what's going on with the panic attack, then you can have more control over your body. He was explaining that there's two systems that our body is using during the anxiety. There is the sympathetic system and the parasympathetic system. So your sympathetic system is like the gas or the accelerator in a car. The more the anxiety, the faster it's going. It's going to rev up your system, and that's what it's doing. So when you're feeling those sensations, back in the days when there's a saber-toothed tiger chasing them, they have to fight or flight. And so your body, it doesn't know the difference between a real issue that's going on, whether a dog is chasing you or you have a car fall on somebody, or if they're working on it and you see these people that can lift this car up, or if it's something that's just in your mind, and you because of pressure, stress, life, and all of a sudden it's getting the same signal, and it doesn't know the difference between a real issue or something that is conjured up in your mind. So it starts putting down the accelerator. It starts saying, okay, we've got a fight or flight, that we've got an emergency. And so the parasympathetic system is your brake. That's what kind of slows things down, because after 20 minutes, if you have not had a real issue going on, say a dog chasing you, or been in an automobile wreck or something that is a real issue, then your body will start saying, okay, I'm going to start bringing down the levels. I'm going to put on the brake and start slowing the rapid breathing down and everything that's going on with the sensations of your body. Those sensations are not comfortable. They can make you escalate into more stress. And what's going on is it's taken your blood from your fingertips and your feet and stuff, and it's taken it to the larger muscles, your thighs and your heart, to be able to fight or flight. That's what's going on. And if there's nothing that it has to address, you're not running, you're not having to lift something up, or you're not having to deal with a real issue, it will start slowing down your body again. So what Barry did for me is he gave me some information that really helped me understand the root of the cause. Anxiety is not a mental illness. Anxiety is not a lack of courage. Anxiety is not, the panic will not harm you. Now, if you feel like that you really do have a medical issue, get a checkup. Make sure that your heart is doing okay. Make sure that you don't have a real medical issue that's going on. This way you can have an ease of mind knowing that you don't have something really going on, like a heart issue, because sometimes these symptoms can feel like a heart attack, with the numbness and things like that. So what he's saying is, if you feel like that you have a medical issue, get a checkup. And if everything turns out fine, then when you have these sensations, you'll know what it is, and you'll know that it's just your body going through, a panic attack or anxiety disorder. So there's 4 steps to a 21-second countdown. First, you need to observe. When you feel a panic attack approaching and you're going through the process of the fear so that your emotions can run freely rather than becoming locked into the cycle of returning anxiety. So what you do is you start observing the fear as it rises within you. Observe it like you are outside of your body, and just look at your body from a different perspective. And what we're looking for is a conscious recognition of panic attacks. and the new empowered response to them when they arise. We want a response that will diffuse the panic attack and clear the pattern of the reoccurring tracks. Because what happens, just like anything, if you're walking in the grass in the same spot over and over and over, it's going to wear down a path to where that it's going to be easier to walk on that path. Same thing. When your brain starts realizing that you're having a panic attack, it's going to start going that path, that direct path to the full-blown panic attack, and it's going to get there much quicker. So what you need to do is to learn how to diffuse that and to go the same direction. Invite it in. Yeah. What? Invite it in? Exactly. Invite it in. Because when you invite it in, you're going to see and you're observing your feelings. Remember, it's the panic attack cannot harm you. You can have uncomfortable feelings, but if you embrace this and you realize what's going on, you're getting the warm sensation, you're getting the tingly feelings, you're going, oh, it's you. Okay, I know who you are. I know what you're doing. Oh, it's you, panic. Come on in. Okay. When you observe the initial sensation that usually accompany a panic attack, acknowledge to yourself that now is the time to apply your new understanding. You're not setting the scene to have a tug of war with anxiety as before. Instead, this time you're preparing to implement a new empowered approach. You're going to go the same direction. It's so cool. So that's the first step. Observe. The second step is to embrace. Embrace the fear as it rises within you. And that was probably the hardest thing that I had to do, is to when I invited it in, to embrace those feelings of rapid breathing, the heart pounding, the tingly feelings, all of that was so overwhelming. So mentally send it a short message telling it that you're glad it's come to visit, and you're sending it a warm welcome. So basically you're inviting it in and you're saying, come on in, panic. I know who you are. And it's okay. You go ahead and, identify what's going on. You're going to start feeling those warm sensations or whatever your anxiety, feelings are. Just remember, they're not going to harm you. They're going to make you feel uncomfortable, but they're not going to harm you. So, accept the uncomfortable feeling fully. And then welcome it closer, because you want to get to know it and observe it. It's not unusual to feel a little apprehensive at this point, because it's something new for you and you're not used to inviting the anxiety in and allowing it to come in. But because of this new approach of inviting anxiety closer and treating it like a friend, it's going to feel unusual at first, but then you're going to start identifying that it's just a God-given response to stress. That's what it is. It's a God-given response to stress. And, it's the parasympathetic system that God designed in our body. You actually invite and greeting the panic that normally upsets you and terrifies you. It's try to genuinely welcome and embrace the anxiety and the sensations. By doing that, you're opening up your arms and you're not trying to suppress it, because trying to suppress it's going to give it power. You're going to take away its power. and you're going to gain the power to control it. You're going to get your life back. So be firm. Just watch as the feelings of the fear rises and draws nearer. If you're a visual person, you might want to try to give anxiety a mental image, such as a troublesome child or a ridiculous cartoon character with big feet. Just give it, whatever works for you for identifying your feelings. It can be something silly or when, anything that's going to work for you to identify it. Let the fear wash over you. Remember, fear is a liar, because the one that lives inside of us is greater than the one that lives in the world. And this fear is lying to us. It's not going to hurt us. It's not going to harm us. It's just dealing with some unprocessed emotions that's going on inside of us and our bodies. Feel each and every bodily sensation in detail. You're not trying to get away from the panic attack this time. You're embracing it. Come on, panic. Bring it. Is that the best you can do? Kind of get in its face. That's kind of fun to do that, to be honest with you. I did that a couple of times and it would just fizzle out. It'd be like, oh, you're no fun. I'm going somewhere else. It was cool. So in fact, you're trying to accept and participate in the experience. By embracing the fear, you want to process the sensations, and your emotions begin to flow with the experience rather than against it. Flowing with the experience causes less psychological friction within you. Keep the bodily sensations and feel them like you're sitting in a shallow water on the beach with the tide washing over your body. Each rush of adrenaline is another wave rushing over you. It is scary, but also exciting at the same time. There will come a point when you can observe and embrace the panic attack to an extent, and then it will overwhelm you. Then you'll want to either fight it or retreat to safety. This is understandable because the bodily sensations can often be uncomfortable. However, this is the vital point in the process. It signals the moment to do something very counterintuitive. At this key moment, when you feel all is lost and you could not continue observing and embracing the strong sensations anymore, demand more. Come on, panic, is that the best you can do? Bring it. More? You're thinking, you gotta be kidding. I can hardly stand this, let alone take an increased dosage. Well, demand more. Scream it out if you need to. But let your anxiety know you're making a firm request that you want to experience the very worst it can throw to you. So the third step is demand more. And we're going to talk about that the next video, step 3 and step 4. But I wanted to give you some information on general anxiety disorder and panic disorder to help you in this world where we have a lot of anxieties that we deal with. One of the greatest things that helps me is my personal relationship with Jesus. He speaks truth, and fear is a liar. I do not give in to the panic anymore. I have learned to cope, and I've learned who to run to and who to turn to. I no longer, oh yes, sometimes I can have the sensations, and I Ask it to come in. Bring it. So the next time we get together, I will finish the next 2 steps, and then close the information on this general anxiety disorder and panic disorder. And so with that being said, may you be filled with the Spirit, and may the fruit of the Spirit, and may it overflow with love. Galatians 5:22 and 23. The last time I gave you the wrong verses. It's Galatians 5:22 and 23. Abundant blessings always.